And we are live. Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar. I will do a sound check in a few moments. First of all, this channel is proudly partnered with the What the Funk shop. Please check out their store for all sorts of products. They have dice, miniatures, Game Master screens, home decorations, and many other things. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. And make sure that you use my code for a special discount. Okay, a moment please, while I check the sound. In the previous stream of Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection, I think it sounds good. But in the previous stream, there were some moments where my voice a bit, it sounds a bit distorted. But it seems to be fine now. We are playing White Album. As always, I need to set the screen to full screen for whatever reason. There we go. It doesn't stay like that. Aha. And we are going through the Yayoi route. I have yet to see her in some... We have seen her sometimes. But considering this is her route, her appearances are very few. Come on, sound. Don't fail me now. Now we can go anywhere we want. It is the 23rd, so it is not a critical day yet. Here we have Mana and the guy, Akira. So we could go here and talk to Rina. Who wants to talk to Reiji Ogata? Let's talk to Rina. I'm working as an AD today. I head over to the TV station. Oh, it looks like Rina's here. Rina? Oh, Toya. Hello. Hey there. What's up? It is locked. Let's talk about small talk. I just realized you've been working all day, huh? Yeah, since early morning. That might be for the best. It's been super cold out today. Really? It's pretty nice, but the wind's something else. I've been cooped up in here all day, so I have no idea how cold it is out there. I'm sure you're not a fan of days like this either, huh? It'd be great if the parking lot was closer. Would it? Yeah. It must be rough having to walk to the parking lot when it's really windy or rainy, right? You know I don't have a car, right? What? You don't? Yep, no car for me. Really? I could have sworn you had one. I just walk everywhere, hahaha. Even when it's rainy or windy? Yep. Though if it's bad, sometimes I'll end up taking the train. Wow, you're so cool, Toya. That's cool. Because she remembers her days, her poverty days. Oh, I'm not sure what's so cool about any of that. It's like you're exercising all the time, so you must be way buffer than you appear, huh? That's a discrepancy here, because in the anime, Toya, he's built. He's pretty strong, you can tell from his frame. But here, he got knocked out by Rina from a punch. An accidental punch, but a sucker punch nonetheless, but still. So there's a bit of a contradiction here. No, I just walk to work, is what I am about to say before stopping myself. Considering the look of admiration in her eyes, it seems ridiculous for me to ruin the image in her head. And besides, working at the cafe has definitely put me at least somewhat in shape, since I'm on my feet for hours. Though buffer than I appear seems like a huge stretch. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I really have to get going. I'll see you around, okay? I should probably get back to work anyway. Telephone. Someone's calling. Hello, Fuji speaking. Sorry for calling so late at night. Is this the residence of Toya Fuji? It depends, who wants to know? It's a girl. That's correct, this is Toya speaking. Could it be Rina? This is Ogata. I'm a friend of Miss Morikawa. Okay. She sounds fairly polite, and yet her voice doesn't sound like anyone I know. But this is Rina. I sometimes get calls like this from people claiming to be friends of Yuki's. Ah, so it's maybe Ogata is a bit of a common surname, right? Like a family name, like here in Mexico, Gonzalez, or in the United States, Smith. So it must be like that. And based on her introduction, I'm assuming she's attempting to pry for information of sorts. Sometimes I get calls from folks who actually knew her in high school, but most of the time it's just a bunch of creepers. There are quite a lot of silent callers, though sometimes they erupt into unintelligible babbling. It's hard for me to understand what goes through their minds, and I find it difficult to cut them off mid-call or shout at them because they kind of freak me out. I hope that's not what I'm dealing with tonight. This is Toya Fuji, right? You fool, don't you recognize me? Yes, that's what I said, jeez. It's me, Ogata. Whoever this Ogata person is, they've got some balls while also being surprisingly polite. She's Rina, you dumbass. Wait a minute. And now he thinks about that. Did she say Ogata? Like the idol? Rina, is that you? Yep. Her answer is short and curt. Sorry, I didn't recognize your voice. Also, to be fair, I'm not used to having Rina Ogata call me at home. I'm sorry. She sounds slightly sad. She sounds so ASMR right now. I hear some kind of commotion coming from the other end of the line. Do you have company? Oh no, I'm not at home. I'm still at work. I don't think I'll be able to head home tonight. But I had some free time, so I figured I'd give you a call and see if you were home. So she has to sleep at the workplace. I see. That explains why she didn't come right out with her first name as if we were close. And it's so common, right, in some places in Japan, that they actually sleep at work. The champion that designed the graphics for Silent Hill 1, that amazing 3D modeler, he spent an entire year living at the workplace because he had these ideas. There were so many hardships. You can find many Silent Hill documentaries here in YouTube, in particular the ones from the what's the name of the channel, the Gaming Muse. Those documentaries, they tell you a lot about the hardships for developing Silent Hill 1. And this guy, the modeler, the one in charge of modeling pretty much everything in Silent Hill, he lived an entire year without going to his home. Spent the entire year in his office. Oof. It would have sparked instant drama if anyone heard. Oh yeah, I was wondering, are you free the day after tomorrow? Well, it depends. It depends on the Yayoi event. Oh, me? Why do you ask? Why is she calling me to begin with? Oh, she's into us. Yeah, well, there's something I want to talk to you about. What's that? I can't talk about it here. Oh, right. Oh, right. She's still at work. So, can we meet up? What should I say? Of course I'll go. I think. Of course I'll go. You will? Yay. Her voice perks up, making it instantly recognizable. But are you sure you really want me to join you? Not again. Fine, let me be straight with you. There's something I need to talk to you about. She already said that. Okay. Come to think of it, I remember her mentioning something similar the other day. Something she's worried about, maybe. That's fine, though I'm not sure how much help I'll be. Don't be so hard on yourself, boy. Boy. Knock it off with the boy stuff. I can't promise it'll be okay, but at any rate, I'll be waiting for you at the station. Can't promise it'll be okay? What? I'll see you then. Okay, got it. And then she hangs up. I hope she's not coming to me with a personal problem or anything. How bothersome. I really doubt I'll be able to help someone like Rina Ogata, of all people. Well, you never know. Hopefully, it's something nice and easy. I think that's one of the greatest problems in real life. People are so arrogant, they don't ask for help. They think they cannot be helped. And they get into so much trouble. And sometimes even the most unexpected people have the right answer to your problems. No matter the station, the profession, the trade, the anything, there's always someone that has the answer to your problems. Sometimes it's you yourself, but oftentimes you need that extra help. Actually, hang on a sec. Maybe Yuki talked me up at some point, making me out to be this incredibly reliable guy. I really hope not. He'll only end up being disappointed by the truth, and I'll never be able to show my face in public again. Well, whatever, time for bed. So the day after tomorrow it will be the 25th, so we are free. We can do it. Now then, where should I go today? First, save the game. We can talk with this guy, no. With Misaki, no. With should we talk to this guy? No. Well, we haven't taken any of the steps of the Misaki route, and I'm interested. Maybe this guy has something important to tell us about Rina. I'm working as an AD today. I head over to the TV station. Oh, it's AG. AG. Hmm? Well, if it isn't Fuji, what are you doing here of all places? Something really annoying about this guy is that he always has this smirk, this half smirk. And considering he's a bit nuts, like I said, he has issues. It's understandable that he was an orphan, so he has issues concerning his mother, but the way those issues have distorted his perception of reality, very disturbing, especially considering all of the money that he spent on his problem. But maybe that will be revealed later on. I don't want to spoil things. Well, you know, I actually really wanted to talk with you, so this works out perfectly. Yeah? I'm not sure if he's easy to talk with or the exact opposite. Not like I'm busy right now anyway. Maybe we can obtain information on romance. Like, by the way, speaking of romance, Rina has been... Yes. You have quite the repertoire of love songs, AG. Don't embarrass me, kid. He suddenly bursts out laughing while remaining cool as a cucumber. He's about 28 years old, if I remember, and Toya, I think he's 23 or 24. I'm the one who's embarrassed. No, 20... 22, 21? Early 20s. Yeah, I've written a couple. And now he's back to his usual serious self. Serious? Why do you ask, kid? For no reason. I was just curious if you really write all the lyrics to your songs. What's with the kid, right? It's hard to believe this guy can write such beautifully flowing and nuanced poetry. Yep, I write them. It would be pretty embarrassing to ask someone to make up appropriately romantic poetry to fit the melody. He's laughing again. There's no way anyone would believe he wrote those lyrics knowing that he's like what he's like as a person. Not like his strangeness is glaringly obvious. Any interest in trying your hand at writing a love song, Fuji? No, not really. This guy switches topics faster than I can keep up with. You should keep it as a hobby at most. Things quickly get out of hand once you start writing stuff, based on your own aesthetic. Something that the visual novel writers should do is read out loud what they are writing, because these lines do not have commas. Everyone knows you've lost your damn mind once you start documenting your failed love life in a song. But who would do something like that? I'm not going to start naming names, but there's quite a lot of prime examples these days. I clearly haven't listened to enough love songs. The true lyrical genius is able to take saccharine emotions and describe them in a dry, matter-of-fact way. Completely different from improvisational art. For example, let's say your sweetie got hit by a car. That's pretty grim, but okay. Save your commentary for after I am done. Your sweetheart is lying there covered in blood. That's pretty graphic. I told you he has some issues. What kind of love song is he writing here? Put it simply, it's all about taking as clear of a snapshot as you can of that moment in time. Think about it. The clearer the image, the happier the audience is. Ugly crying over the corpse of a loved one doesn't make for good art. I guess when you put it like that, it's not really that impressive to write about a failed or beautiful romance in a painful or enchanting way, right? That's one way to put it. It's almost as if he's denying his own personal feelings. And after writing so many nationally acclaimed love songs, too. It's not art if you let your emotions rule your actions and accidentally set your lover's corpse on fire with the camera flash or take a blurry photo. Part of it is being sensitive to your audience, right? Sensitivity and sentiment don't go hand in hand. You do well to remember that, kid. Understand that, and you are on your way to writing the best love song of all time. Like I said, I have no intention of ever writing one. The 25th, this is Rina's day. I'm going to meet up with Rina today. It seems like a dream, but it is in fact really happening. Alright, time to go. Also, we just go like that? No option to cancel it. The station is packed full of people, not like it bothers me that much. But I wonder if it was really a good idea to plan to meet up in a place like this. Rina will be instantly surrounded if anyone spots her. But she's going to go with her costume, right? The typical idol costume with the sunglasses and the mask, the face mask. I'm thinking that when suddenly... Toya. Yes? Someone calls my name. Rina? Over here. This way. I scan the crowd for her familiar face as I hear her call out to me. But I can't find her no matter where I look. I said over here. Maybe she's across the street? I'm just about to cross the road when I almost run right into an idling taxi. Sorry. What are you apologizing for? Hurry up and get over here. Huh? I look up only to see the guy in the passenger seat of the taxi gesturing desperately for me to get inside. Hurry up and get in. Rurina? At any rate, I hop inside the taxi. Surprised? Very. We're at the cafe with the delicious coffee Irina mentioned the other day. Oh, this image looks nice. It looks very pretty. Very beautiful. The balance of colors is perfect. But like I said, these stitches from the blouse, it looks like a medieval or Renaissance type of blouse. It's a low-lit, spacious restaurant with a relaxed atmosphere. The space is designed to make it impossible to know what time it is except by glancing out the windows near the back. And sitting across from me on the other side of the table is none other than Rina Ogata herself. She's dressed fairly inconspicuously. When the guy in the taxi took off his cap and oddly shaped glasses, I realized it was Rina in disguise. Where did she find the taxi? Did you really think I'd show up to a place like that looking like myself? Yeah. I blushed brightly red. Bright red. I guess she witnessed my embarrassing struggle to find her in the crowd. Yuki doesn't go to all that trouble, so I assumed. It makes sense. I doubt anyone would recognize her in a space that packed. She's not as famous as me. But because she looks more ordinary, yes, she's pretty vanilla, as Girlcag said, pretty vanilla. Of course not. She's a gorgeous girl. Yeah? She's not complimenting me, and yet I still find myself blushing in response. But oddly enough, she does have a tendency to blend in with a crowd. She doesn't stand out or anything, that's true. Blunt but true. She is pretty down to earth. When she first made her debut, she used to get mistaken for an AD when she wasn't in costume. Yes, the thing about standing out, I think the hair has a lot to do with it. You could say the presence as well, but for example, in the case of Rina, her hairstyle is very somewhat unique. She has the twin tails, but they are somewhat short. And then she has this part of her hair flowing to the front. In my case, my hair always makes me stand out everywhere. And if someone else has an unusual haircut, even if it's shorter, longer, they also stand out. Now, when she first made her debut, she used to get mistaken for an AD when she wasn't in costume. Right, I heard about that. Once the confusion went so far that she wound up bringing me my meal. I had no idea what to do, heh. And Yuki just went along with it too? I can't believe how oblivious the girl is sometimes. She hadn't even realized that what the mix-up was. I don't think she quite understands that she's an idol yet. Yeah, that certainly makes sense. Not that I'm doing any better with it than she is. Though it's nice to hear that Reina is thinking about all this. She's looking out for Yuki and setting a good example. Listen to me, chattering away like some seasoned pro. I'm sorry. All conversations end up leading back to my job. It's a bad habit. But she is a seasoned pro. And Fuji doesn't have like a very interesting life, so she has to keep the conversation going somewhere. I don't mind, I can tell how passionate you are about it. Hehehe, thanks. But it's fine. You don't have to worry about me. I can take care of myself. Really, I don't mind. Seeing her sitting there in plain clothes makes her look far more ordinary than I was expecting. Still, you blend in so well dressed like that. I almost couldn't believe my eyes. Yeah. She chuckles a little awkwardly. Did I say the wrong thing? And why isn't she getting to the point? What's the secretive topic about? I'm still not exactly sure what people mean when they say normal or ordinary. Yeah, my brother's always going on and on about how blending in is best. But as hard as I try, I find it difficult to be like him. Well, to be fair, his version of normal is incredibly unique. I was thinking just that. The way you are right now seems pretty normal to me. I mostly know your TV persona, so you come off as pretty in a way more ordinary. You come off as pretty in a way more ordinary way. In a way more ordinary way. Good, better. So you come off as pretty in a way more in a more ordinary way. Or the more I talk, the more embarrassed I get. It's different compared to how I feel with Yuki, but also slightly similar at the same time. Hey. Okay, I'll take it as a compliment. I'm not trying to suck up to you or anything. I really didn't mean it as a compliment. I drink my coffee, trying to hide how flustered I am. The coffee at Echoes is pretty delicious, but the flavor here is deep, dark, and very elegant. Seeing my face, she giggles in a perfectly charming way that feels as if it were designed to go with the coffee. Now then, moving on to the topic at hand. Huh? I answer in confusion, not sure whether I should be focusing on the coffee or Rina herself. But it reminds me why I'm here in the first place. Why am I acting like we're on some kind of date? It's actually about my brother. What? The brother? You mean Eiji? She blushes slightly and immediately hangs her head before nodding slightly. Oh no, that's a bad sign. So the Rina Ogata's problems stem from the Eiji Ogata, her equally famous producer. What exactly can I do in this situation? I've never been the Toya Fuji in my entire life, and I doubt I ever will be. I feel bad, but I'm not sure if this is a problem I'm equipped to deal with, Rina. Sorry, but just as I'm about to interrupt, look at me and keep talking. Look at me and keep talking? What? He whispers urgently. Huh? Oh, okay. I nod, having no idea what's going on. Yuki just sat down right behind you. What? What? I hurriedly turned to look back. Don't turn around. Oh, right. Dumbass. I refocus my gaze back on Rina. But, too late. I already saw everything. You looked... Yeah. I saw the guy who's sitting across from her, on the other side of the table. Her brother, probably. Because her brother, in the anime, he had a fixation with Yuki. He reminded him of his mother. It was, of all people, or rather, he made him think of his his mother, probably, because he never saw his mother, as I understand it. Eiji. So that's what's going on. The expression on her face is unreadable. What do you mean by that? The face hastily asked for clarification. Why is it that strange? He's Yuki's producer, just like he is yours. The two of them going out together seems like something that would happen often. Even I can hear how flustered I am, and that I am desperately trying to come up with an excuse, of course. I'm sure it's work-related, right? He dragged Yuki specifically out of the studio, and he doesn't do that with anyone else. So maybe he just had something top secret to discuss with her. We have a briefing room for that exact purpose. It's in the production studio. Plus, if it was that sensitive, why would he bring her here? A place full of people who could easily listen in. I find myself at a loss for words. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for it to come out like that. It's just that I heard him on the phone with Yuki the other day at home. I know I shouldn't have, but I ended up eavesdropping on their conversation. Eiji called her? Yeah. He once again looks down at the table. That's why I wanted to talk to you. I still have no idea if anything's actually going on, but you wanted to tell me. She nods. I'm sure you're reading too much into this, but that's also Rina's objective. Rina is actually into Toya, despite Toya being pretty bland. So there was a golden chance for Rina to create that gap between Yuki and Toya. I mean, you'd probably take an important member of your crew out for coffee once in a while, even if it's not directly work related, right? This time it just so happened to be Yuki, but it could have easily been any other girl. And that's all well and good, but do I actually believe that myself? He was talking to her about music stuff. Huh? Does he not usually do that? No, almost never. Yeah? Yeah. He listens to music alone, makes music alone. He probably thinks about it alone, too. Well, that's not true. The only person he talks with about that kind of stuff is me, because he doesn't necessarily want anyone to understand his process. So he doesn't feel a need to share. Proudly independent genius. The thing is, I've noticed he's been talking to Yuki about it recently. Yeah? Even though he's only ever talked to me about it until now. She laughs, though there's a sadness to it. Not like I care. He can talk to anyone he wants about whatever he likes. It's none of my business. This also makes me think that Eiji tends to be a bit harsher with Rina because he thinks maybe Rina looks like my mother, and because the mother abandoned them, he has some sort of resentment towards Rina, perhaps, and Yuki represents the idealized version of his mother. Rina? I get the feeling she's sharing this same vague anxiety I'm feeling over Yuki, but about her own brother. I don't understand it myself, but I guess siblings share that kind of bond. There's a chance I'm making a big deal out of nothing. But Yuki is off limits. Anyone else would be one thing, but Yuki... I look at her quizzically. I mean, for starters, she already has a lover. A lover, I mean, I wouldn't say we're that formal. I find myself getting embarrassed for real. You're just like Yuki. Maybe that's why you get along so well. You know, you could really knock it off with the teasing. But that's true, he is the male version of Yuki. Well, somewhat, right? Manlier version. Because he's also quite plain and vanilla. Still, a part of me knows she's being serious. But also, I want a fair fight with Yuki. No advantages on either side, no handicaps. Just a competition between equals. Now Rina is declaring her affection for Toya. Huh? I see a fierce light shining in her eyes. We can't stay friends forever, you know? Oh! She's going straight for the throat. The point. We can't stay friends forever, you know? This burning passion. The time when we'll have to face off against each other will come. When she becomes my enemy. And when that happens, one of us will be crowned the champion. And one of us will be the loser. Enemies. Not rivals anymore. But enemies. No longer fighting alongside each other, but one against the other. That's right. Reality is cruel, where nothing matters other than results. And it's even harsher when it comes down to the divide between winners and losers. I've had a few, how would you say, frenemies throughout the years. What turns you into a complete enemy is when you lose respect for the other one. When an insult is so great, you could even be mortal enemies, mortal frenemies. You could be mortal frenemies. But as long as you keep that respect going, there is still some friendship. Even within all of that, within the chaos of battle, there is friendship. But the moment you dare insult or disrespect a frenemy, then the friend part is completely obliterated. I'm not saying I'm opposed to my brother talking to Yuki in this kind of situation. He's not the type of guy who'd do anything like that. So I think Rina and Yuki could still remain, even if they were to become enemies in the future. They could still be frenemies as long as they respect each other. Then it would be fine. Despite the chaos, despite the conflict. Now she just sounds like a normal sister. But the issue is when one person wins and one person loses. The gossip columns make a big deal about it. This reminds me of a period in Japanese history. It was in the Warring States. During Warring States, I think. The Warring States. There was this couple of guys, and I forget their names. But two warlords. And they faced each other in little combat several times. But during one occasion, because there were so many warlords fighting, it was an all-out attack, all-out assault. Everybody was fighting everyone, trying to get control. We eventually went to the Tokugawa, right? But those two enemies, like I said, faced each other several times, almost killed each other in several occasions. And one time, one of them needed help. He got ambushed by another enemy. And his enemy, his other enemy, his little foe, came to his rescue, rescued him, and then retired, moved away. Frenemies. They were frenemies. They still liked each other at a certain level. They had that respect for each other, so they would save each other from other enemies. But if they faced each other, they would kill each other. What a paradox, right? But the issue is when one person wins and one person loses, the gossip columns make a big deal about it. The only thing they care about is who Eiji Ogata spent most of his time with. And once that happens, it no longer becomes about who won or lost, but rather, yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And it's a bit sad, right? Because that means there's a chance that to be friends. I think in most cases, there should be a way to reach out for that friendship. I did it. I attempted this a few times in my life with my frenemies. For whatever reason, they wouldn't have it. So we remained frenemies in the best of cases and enemies in other cases. I'm not actually sure how serious she is, but I get the general gist. We don't need detailed commentary breaking down the two main combatants in this fight. Despite being his sister, he doesn't care about me nearly as much as he lets on publicly, meaning I'm on my own. Yeah, especially when it comes to family members. There are so many bad people out there in the world. Those that betray their own family, they are absolute scum. Because you already have that disadvantage. So many factions, sub-factions, mini-factions, in the shapes of other families in the world. It's great when you can form alliances with other families. But a lot of families want to destroy you. Let's put it like that. So when you betray your own family, that's low. So Eiji, what are you doing that to? Are you even thinking doing that to Rina? Yuki is going to have to be prepared to deal with the fiery passion Rina's built up this entire time. It could also be a distorted form of narcissism, taking Eiji Ogata as a successful guy. Could be a narcissistic disorder. There are actually channels here in YouTube. Just look at narcissism, families, narcissistic parents, narcissistic siblings. That's one of the major obstacles. I think that is the case in the case of Eiji. He's not considering Rina at all. Oh, sorry, I ended up talking about work after I promised not to. I guess it's an unavoidable occupational hazard, huh? I hate it. And she laughs, as if trying to mask her embarrassment. I find myself chuckling alongside her. You're a good guy, Toya. What do you mean? I mean, I've noticed that most people, regardless of gender, find themselves naturally attracted to me. So you're a bad guy if you're attracted to a pretty girl? Rina, I think interacting with Eiji has twisted your personality a bit. It's unavoidable. Right now, everyone who's watching this video, boys and girls, men and women, a guy always, without exception, always going to feel attracted to a beautiful or attractive woman. If he says so otherwise, he's lying. He's either lying or he has some psychological issues. The same goes to women. Every time a woman interacts with an attractive guy, she's going to feel attracted to him, whether she wants to admit it or not, even if she is in a relationship with another guy. It's natural. That's the nature of the beast. It happens. Accept it and move on. But no one ever takes me seriously. I never thought of it that way. Because of the sharp divide between the two social strata, it's all too easy for the nobodies to make the somebodies feel like they truly exist in a different world. That's aside from the fact that Rina Ogata is still a stranger to them, famous or otherwise. But in my case, maybe because I have Yuki in my life? Yeah, probably. He answers almost shyly. Why does this always happen? Huh? She looks like she wants to say something, but in the end, doesn't continue her thought. When we get up to leave, I notice Eiji and Yuki are no longer there. A part of me begins wondering where they went. But in the end, I trust Yuki. In the same way Rina trusts her brother. As we go to settle up, we're informed that the bill for our table has already been paid. Eiji knew that we were there. But in the anime, Eiji does attempt something with Yuki. He kisses her. So never, you can never be too cautious. Sounds like the guy sitting at the table in the back paid for us on his way out. In other words, Eiji took care of it. I can't believe that guy, he noticed us. That guy? What a weird way to refer to your brother. That being said, of course Eiji would have noticed us, considering he would have been looking at us while walking to the table. Though I hope he doesn't mention it next time I see him. Wonder if Yuki saw us too. Whatever. Let's go, Toya. Busted. Sure. With that, Rina, who's back to her boy persona, drags me out of the restaurant. Sorry for making you come out with me today. She goes out of her way to escort me back to my place via taxi and even gets out of the car without her disguise. You didn't make me do anything. I can't believe he outmaneuvered me again. Yeah. Though it's kind of a weird way to view the relationship with your own brother. Don't worry, I won't drag you around the town like I did today ever again. It doesn't bother me. I wouldn't mind hanging out again. I say, trying to sound suave. Though it ends up coming out incredibly forced and the very opposite of cool. You know how selfish I am now, right? And you're still okay with it? Selfish? I don't think you're that bad. She's one of the most famous idols in Japan. And she's hanging out with us. And that's selfish? What? I chuckle. You really are a good guy, Toya. Oh, she overestimates Toya so much. Maybe. Definitely, no one ever tells you that? Not often. Though to be fair, Yuki says it a lot. Well, that's how I feel. I take a hint. Welcome, Drillgag. Well, I'll see you next time I'm off. Though I'm still worried about my brother. Oh, but that'll have to wait until next time. As you can see, Drillgag, I'm trying to romance Yayoi, but I get pulled into Rina's conversations and Yuki's conversations. With that, she puts her hat back on and gets back inside the taxi. I watch as the taxi drives off into the bright lights of the cityscape at night. By the way, Drillgag, if you hear my sound picking, like distorted a bit, let me know, because in the previous stream, that happened a few times. Hope this doesn't happen in this case. Did I read the other one? Log. I watch as the taxi drives off into the bright lights of the cityscape at night. Okay. It essentially feels like I witnessed the prelude to a no-holds-barred fight between siblings, but with the energy of a spy film. Sounds fine at the moment. Okay, thanks. There's never a dull moment with those two. But Yuki, I trust her. I can't bring myself to doubt her, not even a little bit. The 26th. 2 days before the Yayoi event. Rina's birthday is today. I should go give her a gift I bought last week. It looks like I'm on the Rina route with these events. Wait, where do I go to do that? Crap. Let's save first. I don't actually know how to reach her. Well, you have her cell phone. And I picked out the perfect gift too. I could always just show up at the TV station. Or see if she's at the cafe, but you have her phone number. Maybe he's a bit bashful. This is quickly becoming quite a situation. Or maybe she only has his. Oh, Toya. Oh, um. Oh, Rina. Yay, looks like I lucked out. What's going on? Why do you look so happy? Did something good happen? He doesn't realize it's her birthday? What? No, not exactly. He's just happy to see you, the girl of his dreams. Sly AG. That's a little. Wait, what? AG is preparing the ground so that he ends up with Yuki. I whirl around to confront the owner of the voice. Oh, AG. And funny, he's not smirking. Sorry, he's usually smirking all the time. I'm left speechless at his speedy apology. There we go. Oh ho, what's up with the nicely wrapped gift, kid? It's nothing. It's hard to talk to someone I was on the verge of blowing up at a moment ago. Knock it off, AG. Give poor Toya a break for once. I was just thinking, those people that constantly refer to others as kids, I think they have some inferiority complex. Because I am 42 years old, and I only refer to someone as kid or brat when I am attacking them, right? When they are my enemies. But when it comes to someone, like you're talking to someone, kid, all the time, kid. You know what's funny? Sometimes people say that I look much younger, and I have younger people, not often, but sometimes younger people referring to me as if I am younger. One time, when I was about to catch a criminal, I was talking to a policeman, and he was referring to me like, "Oh yes, young man, like young man, young one." And then he was asking my age, 42, and he was like, "Oh, because yeah, thanks, Drugag." And he was like, "Oh, you're 42. I'm 20, 28." And he was like, "Kid." I think that's a compliment in its own, young man. Yeah, I think in its own way, it's a compliment, involuntary compliment. Don't be like that. I want to talk to Fuji too. Don't keep him all for yourself. And then he gives me a creepy laugh. Rina can get pretty possessive. Uh-huh. I told you to knock it off. Don't you need to be somewhere, AG? Like the office? You're so heartless. I am Rina's brother, you know. Her only one. I'm getting there to start being called old. Well, Drillcag, since you are also RH negative, 29. Oh, super young, Drillcag. Incredible. You have your entire life ahead of you. And because you are RH negative, you were E negative or A negative? Well, because you are RH negative, you are supposed to have that advantage. You age slowly when compared to others. As long as you eat healthy and you exercise a bit, you're going to remain looking young for a long, long time. I know, I know. Get out of here already, only brother of mine. That's one of the perks of not being that we are unable to be cloned. We cannot be cloned, but that single lifetime, we have many advantages, supposedly. Aha, fine, fine. Well then, Mr. Manager, make sure she's well taken care of. One wrong move and she might try to punch this poor young man again. That's true. With that, he quickly scampers off before Rina can say anything back. For crying out loud. Oh, sorry, he's always like that, unfortunately. Are you on your way to work? Yeah. This is for you, Rina. Oh, you really got this for me? Yeah, it's nothing special or anything. I actually just started my break, so why don't we head back to my green room together? Oh, Rina, making her move. Oh, you're sure? Of course, I'm sure. You don't mind, right? Good, let's go. Sure. So, what can I do for you? Wow. Her green room is already full of bouquets and piles of unopened gifts, wrapped in colorful paper and bows. In Spanish, it's very confusing, at least for me, when I read words like bouquets or debut, because it's the view, right? But when we see a T and S at the end, we want to pronounce it like bouquets, debuts, but it's bouquet, debut. These must all be birthday gifts. I'm sure the pile will only grow larger as the day progresses. Sorry for how cramped it is in here. Fun fact, Spanish is one of the more difficult languages, alongside with Japanese. Not the most difficult, but considerably difficult. And English is actually one of the easier languages. So, I am somewhat thankful that at the moment English is the international language or the most popular one because it's easier to learn. No, it's fine. Seeing the amount of gifts she's received makes me feel more nervous to give her mine. But there's no way I can wuss out now after having made it this far. Happy birthday, Rina. Rolkak says, I always wanted to try and learn Spanish. I got pretty far with Japanese, at least reading, writing. Well, if you got far with Japanese, Spanish is going to be even easier because many of the Japanese syllables and Spanish syllables, they sound completely the same. I also started Japanese a bit when I was a lot into anime. I'm still into anime, but back at the early college years, I was really into it when I just started to learn Japanese, but didn't get too far. I hand her my gift with all the tense enthusiasm of a middle school student giving his crush a love letter. Huh? Oh, really? Hehehe, thanks. Oh, we scored. You didn't have to get me anything, you know? I know. It's really not that great of a gift. Great a gift. But I'm not about to tell her that. Would you mind if I opened it now? Sure. Rustle, rustle. Oh, what a gorgeous music box. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. Ha ha ha. It's hard to believe her with all the beautiful bouquets and gifts piled up behind her. I'm sure her reaction is more for my benefit instead of a real show of emotion. Ever seen Space Brothers? My favorite anime. No, anime. Space Brothers? That sounds cool. What is it about? Sci-fi, I guess. As soon as she opens the lid, a triple-time melody begins to slowly play. Wow, the Tennessee Waltz, right? Yeah. I actually have no idea what song it is. I remember not really recognizing any of the melodies when I was at the store. I love this one. It's pretty old, but Patty Page's version is the best, in my opinion. Thank you. I don't have the time to go out and find stuff like this. I love it so much. Two brothers training to be astronauts, like slice of life. I think I've heard of it. Uh-huh. Yes, I think I've seen it because they show off the typical clumsy-looking space suit. The scuba diving suit. Oh, sorry, YouTube. Sorry, this is science fiction. Space suit. I think I know the one you are talking about. Yes, I think I've been. There were times that I wanted to watch it and something else came up, but I'm definitely going to remember that. Thanks for the mentioning that. Space Brothers. Really? She seems genuinely happy as she examines the music box. Yeah. Did my brother suggest this or something? I've never received a music-related item like this from any of my acquaintances before. Maybe it's because they are afraid of our reaction, knowing that we're in the music industry. Yeah, I can see that. I got quite a lot of flack for my gift. Mainly stuff like, how dare I give a music-related gift to the Rina Ogata? Wow, I'm really embarrassed. Despite knowing the nuances behind I still enjoy the space fantasy. Not that long of a watch, like 90 episodes. Can't get into shows that go on and on like One Piece, Fairy Tail. It's basically the company pushing the writer. It's like what happened with Death Note. In the case of Death Note, the anime was supposed to end with the victory of light. When when a certain character dies, not to avoid spoilers for others, light should be victorious in that moment. And then the producers push the writer to keep on going. And that's why the second half looks a bit forced. Always happens. Greedy anime producers or publishers or whatever companies. So I just love it that much more. And music boxes are one of my favorite things to boot. I feel really lucky. I treasure anime that have good endings. Like they end just at the right moment. I treasure them so much when compared to those series that extend for infinity and beyond. Hahaha. Seems happier than I was expecting. To be fair, I wasn't even sure she would accept it. I wish I could give you something to thank you for such a swift gift, but you can see what I'm dealing with. She then glances over her shoulder, gesturing at the big pile of gifts. I'm not currently in a position to do so. Did you hear about that VTuber that stalker followed her home? Because he put that tracking device in one of the gifts. How risky, right? If you are one of those famous personalities, he actually got to her house, was knocking on her window trying to get in. He had to call police. It happened live during one of her streams. And all because he put that tracking device in her gift. So now, I think that every famous personality should have one of those scanners to scan every single gift, just in case. Oh no, you don't need to give me anything. Hehe, you're so nice, Toya. I wonder if those devices are expensive. But don't worry, I'll absolutely get you a thank you gift someday. Sure. Before I can say anything else. Beep, 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 beep. You know what? In conventions where you have like those meet and greets and stuff and they can deliver gifts to the idols and VTubers and whatnot, there should be a guy with a scanner scanning all of the gifts, just to be safe. Looks like my break is over, she says cheerfully while sliding her mini pager back into her pocket. Thanks so much, Toya. I'll figure out the perfect place for it once I get home tonight. Because it means so much to me. With that, she opens the door at the same time her manager arrives to pick her up. And then we leave her green room. Because it means so much to me. In the anime, there's actually a tense moment when you can see some of the things that they do to idols. Rina Ogata actually is a target and an attempt against her life. So yeah. The only idol anime I got into was Perfect Blue. Good creepy movie. Perfect Blue, perfect anime. Perfect OVA or original video animation or OVA. Really good. The Oshinoko series started out amazing, and then they blew it at the end. Such a disappointment. Again, in this case, instead of trying to prolong the anime, or the manga rather, the publisher wanted to finish it quickly, so it felt so rushed. I don't know if the publisher or the writer, one of them, wanted to finish the anime or manga quickly, and that's why the end was so abrupt. For some reason, her words linger in my mind even after she's gone. Thinking back, almost none of the gifts in that room had been opened. I guess it helped that I handed her my gift personally, prompting her to open it right there. Oh, wait a sec. When she mentioned not being in a position to be able to get me a thank you gift, he hadn't been referring to her lack of time. If all the gifts in that room were from friends, I can only imagine how many more gifts she has waiting for her from her many fans. Wow. With that in mind, would she be allowed to pick and choose to send thank you gifts to a select few? Even considering that this whole operation is run by her brother? No, that option probably isn't on the table. For someone like her, even birthday gifts become a work event. It makes me feel kind of sad for her. because it means so much to me. That's what she said. That's what she said. Considering she actually opened my gift right in front of me, maybe it really did mean a lot to her. To her? I feel like I'm reading more into it than I should, but it still makes me happy to think about. Hmm. The 27th, one day before the Yayoi event. And now then, where should I go today? We are saving the session, we're ending the session for today. In about 2 hours, I am streaming Triangle Strategy. 2 hours or more? I will inform you in my community post. Thank you, Drelkag, for being here. Thanks to everyone else. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. Like, subscribe, take a look at the information in the description, the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar. And remember, level up in game and level up in life. See you in about 2 or 3 hours. I will let you know in my community post section. Once again, thank you, Drelkag. Thank you all. See you later.